the current real estate market in and around Salt Lake City. Let's just call that the fall market this year in 2023. It's one of the most unique markets I've ever operated inside of. This is my 14th year in the business, and when I say unique, where things really become unique is the variance in results among what different individuals are getting. So we'll talk about that from both the seller context and a buyer context in just a second. But what's also interesting about this market is all of the data points that I quote all of the time are about as historically normal as they possibly could be. So starting with the super simple, we have a market that's slightly tilted towards sellers when we look at absorption rates, which counties across the Wasatch Front are ranging from about 2.5 months to 3.5 months of inventory. Depending on who you talk to, that normal balanced market is going to be anywhere from between 4 and 6 months. So slightly tilted towards sellers. Inventory levels, that is the supply. How many available residential homes we have on the market. Currently sitting at the high water mark for the year. Historically, still quite low, that inventory level, by the recent standards of what we've become used to since, call it 2020. Yeah, that's less so the case. Plenty out there to choose from. On the demand side, homes are selling. I'm just going to say it, by the truckload. Let me give you some fun stats that might blow your hair back a little bit. Salt Lake County residential real estate, just the last 30 days, 907 home sales. Utah County, 572. Davis County, 261. That's just the last 30 days in each of those counties. Just for reference, those are roughly the numbers that were the low end of the range that we would see for home sales closings, during like the mega boom years. Think like spring 2021 and spring 2022. So homes are selling and rather quickly. Those absorption rates that I quoted you, those are staying towards the low side because demand is at the point where it is, where roughly half the homes that are currently available are under contract, and so many of them are ultimately closing. So really kind of interesting. I find that this time of year, every single year in October, I'm always saying the same thing. It's inventory levels are higher than they've been since late the previous year, so high water mark for the year. Demand slowing down a little bit, market normalizing slightly, which all of these trends we've been seeing since this last March. But that is what I tend to say this time every year. So historically, seasonally, very normal real estate market out there. Where things really get unique, like I mentioned before, the variance in results that different people are getting. Some listings are selling multiple offers. Happy to share some stories with you of just homes that I personally have in escrow right now. There were multiple offers, and others out there that are not getting a whole lot of interest. And some of them that ultimately do not end up selling and become what we like to call expired listings. The variance is so massive, and there are so many different reasons for that, with the market being so different on a hyper-local level, and of course, the actions and activities that those sellers and their agents can do. And then to shift this to the buyer context, same kind of thing, but really where this becomes important is that there are a lot of opportunities out there for buyers. Some homes you need to be able to analyze how quickly they're going to sell, are just going to be very competitive. And it's helpful when you can know that going into it. And others, there really can be an opportunity to get that deal, which is nice to be able to talk about again. You know, in years past, that was never part of the conversation. So really fun when it can be. But anyways, interesting market, unique space. If there's anything that I can do to help you over the next little bit, sure would be deeply honored to do it. You feel free to reach out anytime. Thanks so much.